Okay, we're going to look at, we're going to create a population estimate rounded column. So if I look at the rubric, I said we need to round or use a random function. And I think for this project, I'll round and we'll round that population estimate for 2020 to the millions. So on the clean data all table, we created this millions one. And we're going to put the summary in other tables. I'm putting it in a different color just to emphasize it's not part of the original data table. So I want to round to the millions. So like this would be 1 million. This would be, oh, this is I think in a different order than what you had it for your data because I sorted it. So let me go back and sort this by state. So now this is what you have. This would be 5 million. This rounds to 1 million. This rounds to 7 million. And we're going to use a couple of temporary columns to do this. Okay. And so the first thing I want to do, I want to round, but our round works with decimals and there are no decimals there. So I want to force it. So I'm going to take the population and divide by 1 million. And so then I can round this number to 0 decimal places and I can get 5 million. So rounded to the millions, it's 5, this value, times 1 million. And so now that's rounded, and so I can copy all of that down. Okay, and these temporary columns, I'm going to hide. We do not need them, but I don't want to get rid of them. So let's just hide them. And now let's create a table. So this is table 2. So it's seatbelt compliance and estimated, say, and rounded 2022 population. That is the name of the table. And first, the first column we'll have will be, well, you know, before I do anything, I want to take this data and I want to sort it by the estimated millions. So I'll sort the data by estimated millions. So we go from 1 million to 39, but it looks like it consistently goes up to 13 and then it goes 20, 22, 30, and 39. Okay, so it goes up to 13 million. So first we could have the rounded population. And I'm going to merge those. We're going to start, and then over here we can have seatbelt compliance. Okay. So now I'm going to say I merged that. Let me merge these. So we're going to go from 1 million. And I want to add commas in the number. So let's add commas in the number. So we have 1 million, then 2 million. And then we can use Excel's autofill. We want to go to 13 million. And it will catch on to the pattern. So 13. We don't need 14. We need 20 million. And then we need 22. And then we need 30. And lastly, 39. Okay, So then we're going to take the average seatbelt compliance in those regions. Let me make this table. I want to merge this. I'm just going to put the data there. Okay. Get it looking pretty. Maybe I'll make it like light blue, and I'll make these a darker blue. Okay, so we want to take the average. So this is going to be a formula. We're going to average if. Now, we want to, it says take the range. So I'm going to be looking in G. What's the condition? So we need to do then the criteria. The criteria is that it equals that number. And then what do we want to take the average of? We want to take the average of column D. And we want to do that throughout. And I also want to change those to percents and add a decimal. Okay. So what do we see here? We see that the state, when we have rounded to 39 million, that's actually the largest compliance percentage. So I might just say here, summary. And then we have state with highest rounded population has the highest seatbelt compliance. But I would say that unless we make a graph, which is not part of this class, that it's really hard to say what else this says. It's too much. So let's insert a column. And let's do, we'll also make this gray. So we're going to insert a high, medium, low column as far as population. Okay, so we can say population, high, medium, low. So first of all, I'm going to go back to my, I didn't put in the variables for the Census Bureau, which was the population estimate 2022 and the region. So we have the region, we have the population estimate 2022. You would fill those in, and you would fill those in using the information that we know is true. Let me get the right color here. I think it's this one that matches that. So then we have a population 20, we have this that's rounded. So this is actually called population estimate 2022. Ours, our new one, is called population estimate 2022. And I'm going to say that this is new. This is the population estimate 2022 rounded to the nearest millions. And then I'll say that we want population low, medium, high, that's going to be new. And that is putting the population estimate 2022 millions into low, medium, high categories of approximately the same size. Okay, so there's 51 states, 51 divided by 3, 17. So we should roughly have 17. So this is going to be low. If I come down into the 2000, that's about 17. 16 actually. Now we'll go medium. So we should go to about 34, 35, and we'll break it off at the 6,000, and then we'll go high. Okay. So we can now make another table. Let me just copy this. And this is going to be table 3. Seatbelt compliance and high, medium, low population. Make that a little smaller so that it fits. Okay, and then we have our average seatbelt compliance, and then we have high, medium, low category. So population category. And it's just, there's a low, there's a medium, and there's a high. Okay, now all of this we don't need, so I'm going to clear out that. So we're just stuck with this formula. And now I'm going to say, let's make these a little smaller too. So now I'm going to take the average if, and I'm going to take the average of, again, our, we want to average, the range we're going to look at is J. So we're going to look in J, and we're going to look to see if we see this. And then I actually want to find the average of the values in D. There we go. There's the low. Carry it down. There's, whoops, there's the medium and high. And so among the states where the population is lower, the average seatbelt compliance is 87.7%. It jumps up a point for medium-sized states, and it jumps up a point for high states. So we can say here, this might be a summary for table 1, or table 2, excuse me. But now we can do the same thing for table 3. So I can take this. Let's merge this. I think it's not merged. So table 3 is going to say the seatbelt compliance increases as the population category increases in size. So then I'm just going to say a comment It looks like a graph comparing population and compliance would be interesting. All right, so there's a little comment, and we'll say that's going to be for another time. So let me just summarize this. We're not going to be exhaustive here with our analysis. Our skills, we're just learning. But I think we've done some very nice things.